like to share some ideas on generating bass lines. This is in response to a question that was asked about generating interesting bass lines. I have a few approaches that I could share. I don't know if these are going to be so interesting, but my hope is that they'll spark some interest and creativity on your own part. So one thing we can start with is just a few intervals in one key. Here, if I confine myself to C major, and start perhaps with E and G. So here's E and G, with E being in the bass, G being in the soprano. This is a tenth. Then it would invert, and we'd have G in the bottom voice and E in the soprano. Then how about C and D? Which means we're going to also get D and C. And I'm trying to keep these voices in the slightly lower register, so I might have room to add something on top later. So we're just trying to flesh out some kind of a structure that we could build a melody on. So here's E and G. Maybe I'll alternate that with the C and D. Adding a D and a B on top just because I felt like hearing something else, but I'll try to just stick with the two voices for now. So this would be a little bit of a start. If we take this same interval idea down a few steps in the scale, we might come up with something complementary. Now what I mean is, if we're playing E and G, we'd have the option of also using D and F, or moving down and getting C and E, and then running the same kind of relationships from, let's say, C and E that we did from E and G, meaning we're going to have C and E, and E and C. Then our similar group would be A and B, and B and A. So I'm going to try to put those together, C and E, A and B, E and C, B and A. If I put the whole thing together, let's see what we're starting to get. So I'm immediately hungry for more motion and more rhythmic variety, but as maybe some places to start to go, that could be one approach. Another approach to generating bass lines that can be very fun, great for your ear, great for your overall sense of harmony, is to work with the chromatic scale. So if I start here on C, I'm up here at the 15th and 17th fret of the 5th and 2nd strings. Could also be here on the 10th and 12th fret, 4th and 1st. But there's something nice about the tautness of the strings here in this register of the instrument. It allows for a nice expressivity. You can get nice vibrato and touch here if you want. Get kind of a singing, lovely tone. So here's C and E. If I just go through the bass chromatically, I think you'll hear some possibilities start to emerge where you can hear that we've expanded the key beyond just the diatonic chord choices, and that certain progressions are suggesting themselves. Here's C and E. Our next chord could be B half diminished, which might take us to A minor by way of E7, maybe with a G sharp in the bass is what I just did. I just played a G sharp there. That's enough to say E7 or G sharp diminished, and then A minor with a 10th, so C, B half diminished. So this is a special kind of progression where we allow the switch tracks to take us off on something of a tangent. They're really roundabout ways. This idea is one that I like, which is starting somewhere, in this case C, this half diminished chord built on the 7th degree, B minor 7 flat 5, takes us to E7, and then we resolve home. This 5 chord gets to go home to its 1 minor, A minor. Then we destabilize the A minor by putting its flat 7 in the bass. So A minor over G. This leads us again back to a half diminished chord, a half step down. So now here we are, F sharp minor 7 flat 5. It's the minor 2 of something. We're going to go to its companion 5. So F sharp minor 7 flat 5 to B7 to E minor. When I say it's the minor, the 2 half diminished something, I'm usually thinking of them as a group. This 2 half diminished and it's 5 along with the 1. They're all of a piece here if we want them to be. So we started with C, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, A minor over G, F sharp minor 7 flat 5 to B7, E minor. Then it automatically suggests other things. So that's one way, and that strategy of minor, or let's back up to minor 7 flat 5 to its companion 5 to its minor 1, in this case F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7 to E minor, then put the flat 7 in the bass, so E minor over D, C sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp 7, B minor over A, G sharp minor 7 flat 5, C sharp 7, F sharp minor, F sharp over E, etc. Always stair-stepping down this way can make some really interesting bass lines. Another technique involving the chromatic scale is to outline more or less the common choices, the standard ones. So in the case of C, it's 1. This B in the bass might very well be G7 over B, first inversion dominant chord. Then we might get C7 over B flat, F over A, F minor over A flat, C over G, G over G, D7 over F sharp, G7 over F, C over E. Get into some familiar sounds there. I'm just going to run that without talking. up in A minor because my ear took me somewhere. So I hope some of these ideas might be interesting. I hope you're able to follow. And if you have any questions, please ask. I look forward to seeing what you might do with some of this material. And please feel free to ask any questions, and I appreciate your kind support. Thank you.